welcome back to another episode with your host, Gracen. Today, we are going to dive deep into shedding old identity and letting go. Okay, let's dive in. So, one of the big things that it is essential to be aware of when you are doing the inner work, the energy healing on yourself, is you are going to be releasing and letting go of this survival self version of you that you created in order to keep yourself safe in childhood, in your teenage years, and so on and so forth, right? And when you start deprogramming, when you start shedding the layers of things that are no longer serving you, this can be pretty intense. And yeah, this can really, I want to say, let's just start from a familial perspective, right? Your immediate family, even your cousins, your aunts and uncles, and others who are not even your immediate family, right? They can look at you and be like, oh, she's so fake for acting different or doing this. She's so fake for growing, and she's so fake for not honoring her humble beginnings. She's so fake for whatever their stupid reason is, right? It's really what it comes down to is your family and those around you who don't want to see your survival self leave. They don't want to say goodbye to your survival self because it's benefiting them in some way. And unfortunately, it can get pretty intense, within your relationship dynamics. And I just want to say how the best way I can put this is they perceive your growth and evolution as losing their little buddy. It's like their little buddy is dying. They're literally dying, and they don't get access to that dysfunctional, familiar version of yourself that you created from your society, from your family, especially your different family members. And when you step into this new version of yourself, which is your true, authentic version of you, right? You're actually loving yourself. You are doing things that light you up, and you're actually putting yourself first and living life the way you want to live life, right? You're not living for anybody else. You're no longer living for your family. You're no longer living for society. You're no longer living out that identity that wasn't even you to begin with, right? And that is so triggering for people. And here's the thing. The best piece of advice that I could give on navigating those kinds of relationships is, if it feels right for you, I'm just going to say personally, I had to cut off almost all of my family members just for my specific journey on this planet because it just doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve me to keep those kinds of people around me in my life. And it's really crazy how I incarnated in a super major toxic family dynamic on both sides of my family. And it's kind of weird how not everybody that I grew up with can go with me. And it's only a handful can go with me because those handful have also chosen to do the work and, actually respect and can show up authentically for my own authenticness. And I'm just going to put this out there. Have you guys ever been around certain individuals and you find yourself holding back what you're going to say? You're going to hold your tongue, or you're I'm going to hold back this trait of my personality because I can't express myself this way to this person because they're going to judge me or whatever it is, right? You just feel like you can't be yourself. And those kinds of people, you don't need to keep around in your life, right? You need to be surrounding yourself with people who are supporting you, who are encouraging you to grow, right? Who are going to be honest with you. And with honesty, that comes uncomfortable truths. That comes with being called out. And you have to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? My current friend circle, I love them. I love them so much because they literally are always honest with me and they tell it like it is. And that is how it should be, right? Because that's where true love and true growth is. And that's authentic, right? Stepping on eggshells and masking and, withholding your personality, that's not being authentic. And I just want to say this really quick too, which is I feel like there are different people in our lives who bring out different aspects of us. And like, you'll notice that, like, you'll be like, oh, like, I can totally be like this part of myself with this person, or I can totally be like this part of myself with this person. But it's like, I don't know. It's like they bring out a strong personality trait within you, but it's like you can still be yourself, like, altogether, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to explain that super well. But anyways, yeah, let's backtrack a little bit. So let's go back to the old buddy dying. So yeah, when that version of you dies, it can be very traumatic for your dysfunctional family members and the friendships that were with you during that version of you. And the hardest part is telling those friends who can't go with you that, hey, I will always love you and cherish you as a person, but like, unfortunately, like, I'm going to have to like do my own thing for a while, and, we can reconnect in the future. Maybe, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, kind of thing. Like, that has truly been the hardest thing for me to do, because all of the friends that I've had in my whole life, like, I have just loved so, so much. And like, it just sucks that like they all could not go with me. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, I just look back and I see like what kind of phase they're at in their life. And I'm just like, man, oh, I wish I could so help you, right? But like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's like, people are going to be where they're at in their own journey for their own timing. Like, they have to go through their own lessons. And it's like, your friends will come into your lives like to support you with different phases. And when that phase expires, it's like that friendship can expire. And you're just like, I'm sorry, like, it's time for us to part ways. And that is like literally been the hardest thing for me to do. I'm being so vulnerable with you guys. Like, that has been the absolute hardest thing for me to do, because nobody wants to be ugly, like, towards somebody else, right? You don't want to be hurtful. You don't want to be spiteful. Like, that's not even your intention. You don't even have negative intentions. It's like, you have the purest intentions, and you just like wish the best for everybody. And like, you just want to see everyone like live their best life possible. But it's like, it's like your phase has expired with them. And unfortunately, like, you've done everything you could, and vice versa with them, like, to help each other out, like where you guys were at on your own journey. And it's like, y'all could only do so much for each other, Like, it's just, I don't know, it's deep. It goes deep. But yeah, letting go of old versions of yourself is very, very tricky, hard territory. It is very emotional. It can be depressing. Like, you can literally feel your mind depressing. You can feel like you just want to hermit for days on end, weeks on end. You can feel like nobody understands you. You can feel lost. You can feel directionless, which is that sensation usually comes from, I think it's a blocked crown chakra, I want to say. It's either third eye or crown, or maybe both. But yeah, when you're going through an ego death, when you're going through shedding the old version of you, that affects your crown chakra. And you can feel this energy of like, where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. You're like, I know I'm supposed to be going somewhere, but I just don't know where that is yet. And the best piece of advice I can give you guys is really fall in love with yourself. That is the first and foremost step that you can do that is going to profoundly impact your journey. Fall in love with yourself, and everything else will follow, okay? Because self-love attracts your highest vibrational timeline, your highest vibrational reality. And you're like, you might be wondering, like, Gracen, what do you mean by falling in love with yourself? That can look different in so many ways for different people. But for me, I'm just going to give you a tangible example. Maybe you can build off of it, alternate some things for yourself, come up with some new ideas for yourself. But the way I started falling in love with myself was I started with my bedroom, because we spend at least 8 hours a night sleeping in a 24-hour day, right? Which is like literally a third of our day. We spend a third of our entire day sleeping. And so then I thought, okay, how can I make my bedroom a sanctuary? So then I just started investing in new bedding for myself. Like, I've always believed in having like the nicest, most comforting luxury bedding items, because I really feel like when you invest in your sleep, like you really invest in your health, like your physical health and everything. And you just have like less of a chance of having like soreness in the morning and discomfort. Like, it's really, you just set yourself up for success with having like the best of the best bedding stuff. Right. So like, I have a really nice mattress. I have a really nice comforter. I have a nice duvet. I didn't even know what a duvet was until my dad married his ex-wife. And she like knew like all kinds of cool stuff, like to put around your house and like to buy for your kitchen. Like, she really taught me a lot of things. But I got a really nice duvet off Amazon. I got nice sheets. I got nice pillows. Like, there are certain pillows that you can get off this one website called Parachute. You can get it to like, if you're a back sleeper, you can have pillows specifically for that. You can have pillows if you're a stomach sleeper. I mean, it's so cool. Like, I did all that research on my own. And then after I did my bedding revamping, the next thing I did was I was like drawn to feng shui all of a sudden. It was so funny because I remember doing this trick. So I would literally tell my spirit guides, I would be like, hey, spirit guides, any messages you have for me right now that aren't currently resonating with me, please put them in this crystal. And so then I would like meditate with this crystal on a daily basis. And all of a sudden I would have this inkling, this gut feeling, and I would hear the words feng shui. And I'm like, what is that? And I would just like get so into it. And then anyways, I totally like feng shuied my bedroom. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm feeling something in my throat chakra. Hold on. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with it. I just try to tune in, but anyways, sorry. I never thought I would literally channel live on a podcast before. Anywho's. So where was I? Feng shui. Yeah, so then I got into feng shui and I started learning about how I could apply that specific technique to my bedroom in order to optimize the energy of my bedroom. And so I was like super into it. I'm still into it. And it's like there's this constant like alive freshness energy in my bedroom. So yeah, here we go. I've completely redone my bedroom, my bedding. I've redone the energy of it. And then slowly but surely I started adding elements to my bedroom that I really liked. And the thing about it is, the way I've built my bedroom up to the way it is now, I had to do a lot of ego deaths. I had to do a lot of detaching. I've had to do a lot of unlearning and deprogramming. And your egoical wants are not the same as your soulful wants. Your soulful wants are totally, totally different than your egoical wants. Like, egoical is temporary. It is what is designed to keep you safe. And your soul is like what you actually truly desire. And so, yeah, slowly but surely, I was like building up things in my bedroom, right? Like, I have 2 unique art pieces that I created that I'm super in love with. I have this cool little floaty chair. I've got pink lights that I got off Amazon. I've got some fake plants that I got from Target. I've got like a little book basket that I got from Target and a little spiritual tray, like my little spiritual corner, so I can like meditate and say my affirmations in the morning and journal. I've got like my vision board in there. So yeah, like now it's a whole vibe. Like I have a rug in there for grounding. The colors like all blend together really nicely, right? Like I have a nice like color tone. It's not like crazy and like sad and dysfunctional, you know? I really love pinks and cream colors and greens and blues and purples. Like I really love pastel colors. But anyway, I discovered all of that stuff out about myself by doing my inner work, my energy healing, right? Like unpacking the old version of me and really stepping into who I really am, you know? And you will know what you truly authentically like. Like you'll feel it. Like you'll feel it totally light you all the way up. So, yeah. And I feel like I want to talk about the process of letting go of the old version of yourself and letting go of just stuff that doesn't even serve you, like going materialistically, emotionally, spiritually, like all the ways, like letting go. There is discomfort and almost like I don't want to say a fear, but it's like this antsy feeling of like, maybe even anxious feeling of like, I don't know what's coming, but I feel something else is coming kind of energy. You know what I mean? It's like your ego can't even grasp what's coming because that's how big it is for you. And yeah, I'm feeling called to say this right now, which is stop playing small. If you right now are currently working to set yourself free from the matrix and build your own business one day and start making your own money and becoming financially stable and financially free on your own, guess what? You can't play small if that is the kind of life that you are desiring. In order to be making that kind of income, like I desire of like a multi-millionaire lifestyle for various reasons, not for yogical reasons. But eventually, like one day, one of my dreams is to have a spiritual retreat, and it's like a spiritual birthright. Like that's literally what I want to create. Like I truly want to be able to provide a spiritual retreat center for people from all over the world and provide their spiritual birthright of healing them and flying them out to a beautiful island, either in the Caribbean or I don't know, just somewhere with healing blue water and fresh foods. And yeah, that is a dream I have that I feel like I want to start that like maybe in my early 40s, but yeah, that's going to take a lot of financial energy to do. So anyways, yeah, there's multiple reasons why I desire that kind of lifestyle. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, what are the different habits that I need to start incorporating into my life so that this is the kind of person I can become? And there's 3 different steps to how habits affect you, like physiologically and also spiritually, where first they can affect you by creating new neural pathways, and then they can affect you by forming like a concrete habit like within your system, and then eventually it just becomes who you are, right? So for example, if you never go to the gym, you've never been in the gym, and you're like, man, like I just want to be a person who goes and works out all the time and like feels good, it looks good, right? What do you have to do in order to become the person that you truly want, that you truly desire? You need to start creating a habit of going to the gym, right? So they say, I think it's like 21 days it takes to create a habit, but I'm going to tell you guys what I did, because I didn't just go for 21 days and said, okay, now I have the habit. Like, no, I literally was like, I reached this threshold of like, damn, I need to do something. Like, I've got to do something physically. Like, I've got to move my body in some way. Like, yoga just wasn't doing it for me. Like, I had to do something different. And I literally heard one of my guides, and they said, you need to go to the gym. And I said, okay. So I went around, like I tried out many gyms before. I've tried out Planet Fitness. I hate Planet Fitness because it's just like the energy in there and the vibe is super low vibrational, and I just can't stand it. And I can't stand the color theme in there, like purple and yellow. Like, ew, I'm sorry. I just don't like it. It's just not for me. Like, it's just not relaxing, like, it's just not relaxing for me. So then after I moved to Utah, I went to this one gym called Vasa, and I couldn't stand the energy in there either. It was major low vibrational, and the whole gym, like, entity felt like a banking system. Like, it felt like it was so, like, based on greed, and I just couldn't stand that energy. I was like, ew, like, I don't like this. And then I found this other gym. It was called EOS, and I was originally going to join this location that was, like, originally 20 minutes away from me, but I ended up going to this other location because obviously they were, like, already open, and they, like, gave me a discount for signing up, and I was like, okay, cool, like, I guess I'm totally aligned going to the gym here. So yeah, then I started going to the gym, and it was, like, very blue themed. I still go there at this time. It's called EOS, and the blue colors are just super relaxing, like, psychologically. Like, I don't know if you guys heard, like, when you see the color blue, it's like there's this deep energy of feeling trust. And so, like, when people are wearing, like, the color blue, like, you psychologically, like, trust them more than you would somebody wearing, like, a red t-shirt. Like, it's super crazy. It's super deep. Like, y'all colors are super deep. And they have many different healing properties. But anyway, yeah, so I just really loved the blue color. And I was like, okay, I could do this. And yeah, and then I invested in a personal trainer because I thought to myself, like, you know what, like, if I'm going to go to the gym, like, I want to feel confident going to the gym. Like, this is the person I want to become. I want to feel confident becoming this person. And the steps I took to do that was investing in myself, putting myself first, loving myself, right, which was getting myself a personal trainer. And then that way I could literally go to the gym with confidence and feel confident working out, because I could literally, y'all, oh my gosh, I can still barely, like, mess with the freaking benches. Like, y'all, I didn't even know how to, like, adjust the benches that you, like, work out on, where you go, like, do the dumbbell workouts and stuff. Oh my gosh, like, I was just so weak. I literally thought I was just, like, doing it wrong. And sometimes, like, they're super strong and, like, fidgety. Like, you, like, have to have some muscle in order to, like, adjust it. And some are super easy. But anyway, like, when I first started messing with that, I was like, am I dumb or what? Like, I remember this one time I was in this gym in Sandy, and there was this blonde kid, like, working out next to me, and there was a girl next to me, and she was, like, in her zone, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just ask the dude, like, like, guys, like, usually, like, always want to help a girl out, So anyway, I, like, asked this guy, and I was like, hey, like, do you mind, like, helping me with this bench? Like, I think I'm doing it wrong, because it was one of those fucking, like, fidgety benches that you had to, like, mess with. Like, I mean, he did it in, like, one go, but, like, if you were a girl with, like, zero upper body strength, it was definitely, like, super hard. But anyway, he just looked at me, and he was like, I can't remember what he said, but it was, like, very rude. He's like, no, I'm not going to help you, or no, I can't help you, or something like that. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I, like, turned around and asked the girl. I'm like, well, maybe she'll be nicer, And then he goes, wait, sorry, like, I'll help you. And it was just such a strange, like, encounter. I've never had that happen to me before, but, yeah, and I was just like, man, like, this is exactly why, like, I wanted to build confidence, like, so I didn't have to have, like, this kind of encounter in the gym. Like, I literally didn't want to have, like, an uncomfortable encounter with somebody. Like, that guy totally got the wrong idea of, like, my intention for even asking for help in the first place, right? Like, so, yeah, anyways, backtracking. So really you just got to start figuring out what it is that lights you up personally, and then you'll be able to figure out where, like, how you can build confidence in different aspects of your life. And as you're stepping into that new version of yourself, and you're letting go, and you're shedding all the layers, you're going to need a lot of alone time. And you're going to need to be able to set boundaries with people. And just because you're setting boundaries with people does not make you an evil person. It doesn't make you rude. It doesn't make you a bitch, right? Like, it literally just means that you're honoring yourself, and that's important. Like, you're honoring your own limits. You're not overextending yourself. You're not spreading yourself thin at the expense of other people. Like, you are going, okay, this is as far as I can go and I'm not going to push myself any farther, right? Like when you're in the gym working out and like you decide to up your weight and your reps on your sets, right? Like you're like pushing yourself to see how far you can go, right? Like immediately like, oh my gosh, I cannot do that. Like, or you'll know, ooh, I can do this. Like I'm ready for this new level. And so yeah, like that's a really good example I like to use, which is like, when you are overextending yourself and when you can like give more, if that makes sense. So yeah, just make sure that you guys are putting yourselves first and giving yourself enough time and space and energy and relaxing, rest, replenishing to go through the different threads of your life, because healing isn't linear. It's very multidimensional and it's very simultaneous and it's very powerful and it's not something linear. And you really have to give yourself grace and the time and the space to integrate fully the different things that you start doing in your life, Like I've always lived my life in a very like masculine way, and that doesn't serve my soul. Like that does not serve my highest vibrational reality. That doesn't serve my highest self timeline. Like I desire to be in my feminine. I desire to lead in my feminine energy because a lot of my cool psychic abilities, like I have to be sitting in my feminine energy, right? Like I realize that I cannot have and be with a partner who is feminine. I cannot do that because that doesn't allow me to be my authentic self. I cannot be my true authentic self if my partner is feminine because, right, the relationship is going to polarize and I need to be able to polarize with somebody who is in their masculine energy. And so, yeah, right, like I desire to give and live in a feminine way so that I desire back that polarized energy back, which is a man who is living and giving in a masculine way. And so, yeah, anyways. So many personal stories on this one. I didn't know where this conversation was going to go because, yeah, like all of our journeys are different and unique. And so let me feel if there's anything else I want to talk about with shedding, letting go. Yeah, and just surrendering to the process, like just surrendering to your different needs. Like, yeah, like you might have weird food cravings, like, be gentle and have compassion for yourself. Like some days you're going to want to eat like a lot and some days you're not going to eat like anything at all. Sometimes you're going to want to eat like drink kombucha and sometimes you're going to want to eat like chocolate chip cookies and just like don't judge yourself. Like just honor yourself for like where you are and each little step that is going to lead you to your biggest next grand event and stage in your life, right? Let me see. What else? Let's see. We talked about surrendering. Yeah, I think that covers all of it. So I'm going to end it here. And I really, truly wish you guys the best of luck for the rest of 2023 on shedding your old identities, letting go, going through those massive ego deaths because they will come. They will come. Trust me. And things you thought you wanted are going to like disgust you. You're going to be like, oh my God, I thought I wanted this. Like I was so wrong. Holy crap, I was so wrong about myself, Like you'll be so surprised like where your soul and your intuition leads you. Like it's so incredible and so crazy. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, a great rest of your week. Happy October 1st, everybody. It is the first of the month. I feel like the energies of this month are going to be very reprieving and yep, I just saw an orb on my wall, so that is confirmation. So yeah, this is going to be a nice, relaxing, rejuvenating month, and I cannot wait. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.